welcome to IT Contents channel, and in today's video we're going to look at 10 commands to collect system and hardware information from a Linux terminal. So open up your terminal and let's get started. So we're going to be doing questions and answers. So how to view Linux system information. So how can you view Linux system information? So on your terminal you can just type in uname -v. That will give you only the kernel details, like I'm running Debian 5.10.28 and that's my release date. But if you want all the information, you can use the same command but with a -a and then press enter. It will give you which is your running Linux and this is your network username. So that's what the people on your network and how the people on your network can see you. Then you have your kernel version and also like Debian, of which that's what I'm running, and also the version and the release date, and then the architecture for my Linux. Okay, so that's how you check system information from your terminal. Okay, so the second question is how to view Linux system hardware information. So we want to see what are the hardware information for the particular maybe system that you are running. Maybe you are running on a server and then you're taught to check what is the hardware information on that system. So you can use this command and you have to run it as sudo or root. So sudo lshw like that. So this will print out or will give us, just put in your password there, this will give us all our system information, so hardware information. So it will give us all that information. So scroll up for you to just see. Okay, so that was our command here, and for you guys here it should be something like maybe the computer name, if it's HP, Lenovo or something. It's just that I'm using a virtual machine to demonstrate all these commands. As you can see, products saying VirtualBox, but all these will have like the manufacturer's information for that particular machine. So the PC name will be there, what's the product code and stuff like that. Then as you can see, that's my Windows, and then also you've got all these other useful information. As you can see, you've got descriptions and stuff like that. And also from here it will show you in terms of memory, so what memory the system is currently running, and then under CPU you'll be able to see the type of CPU is running and under what frequency, as you can see. So you can see a lot of information here, as well as when you scroll down here you get your clock speed for PCI there, for your CPU information there. You've got a lot of information that you can go through just here. And also, since I'm using a virtual machine, that's why some of them don't look like make a lot of sense. But in your case, if you are running it on an actual machine, you'll be able to see all the useful stuff from here. Okay, so that's how you can check for hardware information from a terminal. Okay, then how can you view Linux CPU information? So you want to just view Linux system information, nothing else. Okay, so for this one you just want to type in ls cpu like that, just a simple command, ls cpu, press enter, and as you can see it's just that my terminal is quite big. Let me just make it smaller. Okay, so from here we can go up here. As you can see, architecture, we have that, it's a 64-bit. okay, and then also you can find all these useful information. As you can see, it's a 4-core CPU like that. Okay, and then threads per core, which is 1, and it's also running 4 cores as well, so it's a quad core, 4 threads. Okay, then also you can see who's a vendor, which is genuine Intel. As you can see, you've got model number and you've got this actual model number for the CPU itself, under what frequency. So as you saw here, it's running 3.2. here it's in gigahertz, and then here it's megahertz. So this is the same as that. Okay, so you can be able to tell what is your level 1 cache, what is your level 2, 3, just like that. You can find out all these useful information just by typing in ls cpu on your terminal. So that's how you check for system information. So let's go to the next question, of which let me just clear my screen again. Okay, So our next question is how to collect Linux block device information. How to collect Linux block device information. So what are these Linux block devices? So Linux block devices are just the same thing as USB storage devices, hard drives, like USB flash drives and stuff like that, etc. Okay, so now the way we can collect the information about these devices connected to our system is just a matter of typing in ls again, but this time it's BLK, like that. So this is how we collect Linux block devices. So when you click that, it will show us what are the devices connected to our system. So as you can see from here, this is the hard drive that I'm running. There is no other storage device connected to my PC, and these are the partitions on that hard drive. That's why they are linked like that to that hard drive. Okay, so this is also my ROM disk. Okay, so that's also, this is my swap and stuff like that. So if you have a lot of devices or different hard drives connected to the system, you should see maybe SDA1 and then maybe SDC something, like different names under here. So this is how you can check for all these disks connected or all the storage devices connected to your system, and you'll be able to see what are the sizes for those particular partitions. And as you can see, if it's a partition, it will specify part there, which is a partition, and then disk, meaning it's a full disk itself. So that's how you check for your Linux block device information. So these are just Linux block devices. Okay, so now the next question is how to print USB controllers information. So how do you print out USB controller information? Also, it's a very easy command that you can run, which is ls USB, like that, just like that. Press enter and you can see it will print out all your USB controller information. So as you can see, this is a root hub, that's a root hub, and if you have any other hubs connected on the system and other USB controllers, you should be able to see them from here. So let's say if you've connected a different or let's say an external USB controller, it should appear on this list. Okay, so you can also generate detailed information about this by using the same USB with a -V. Press enter, and as you can see, it will give you more detailed information on that particular controller. So it will show you like the max power, all this information. You can be able to see it just by using the V option. Okay, so that's how you check for USB controllers on your system. Okay, so moving on to the other question, which is how to print PCI devices information. How to print out PCI devices information. Same thing, you use the ls PCI, like that, enter, and that will also give you all your PCI informations. So like your bridges, to print out network information, like as you can see, Ethernet controller, and then that's the Ethernet controller itself and the version. Okay, so you can be able to see which parts from here, and also as you can see, I've got my SATA controller, USB controller, all this useful information as well. You can also use the -V option. When you press enter, it will also do the same thing as the previous command for the USB. It will just give you detailed information on the particular PCI devices that you have connected. So it will bring out every information about all the PCI slots and information on the system. So that's how you check for PCI device information from your terminal here. So I'll clear my screen again. How to print SCSI devices. So this command will help you to view all SCSI and SATA devices that are connected to your system or that are installed on your system. Okay, so to run this also, you just need to use the ls SCSI, like that. As you can see, it's highlighted in red, meaning I don't have it on my system. But if you are running Red Hat, it's just a matter of saying yarn install ls that the way it is. Or if you are running Fedora, it's just a matter of typing in dnf install the same command there. If you're running Debian, you can just type in apt-get install that. Okay, so I'll try to run it on my system here, and it will tell me I don't have it. It will ask me if I want to install it. I can just say yes and then press enter, and then it should do everything for us. Okay, so you just give it a second to install everything, and then we can run the command itself. So I just left it, I didn't install it, so that I demonstrate to you how you can install the tool on your machine. Okay, so now that is done, we can try to run the same command, press enter, and now as you can see, we have we only have one disk at the moment, as you can see, which is my hard drive, the hard drive we found earlier, which is a SDA hard drive. Okay, then this was the RAM or the ROM disk that was showing also when we ran the previous command. Okay, so these are the two devices that are on the system at the moment, which is my hard drive and my CD-ROM. So that's how you can check for all your SCSI or SATA drive that are installed in your system on the Linux 10. We'll go to the next command. Okay, so now our next question is how to print information about SATA devices. Okay, so for this one, also if it doesn't work, you by default maybe it might not work for you, but it's just a matter of using the first commands I told you. If you're running Red Hat, you just say yarn install and then the tool name that we're going to type in right now. Okay, so to check for or to print out information about a SATA device, it's just a matter of typing in sudo. Okay, it needs sudo privileges, sudo space hd, okay, and then pam. Okay, so I'll start with this hd pam, like that, press enter. So these are just some of the spices or some of the options that you can add to the command itself to give you the desired result. Okay, so now I'll use it to just show you how it works. Okay, so bring back my previous command, which is, let's say, -t. Okay, so if you saw here on the list, that's what -t option does. Perform cache read timing. Okay, so I want to see that. Okay, so here you've just specified the command's name. Okay, hd pam space -t, and then I've given it the hard drive I want to do the test on. So if I press enter, I put in my password. Okay, so it's just reading the drive. Okay, it's just calculating the time and everything. Okay, so you can use this command to test your hard drive, like in terms of your read write speed. As you can see, time in cache reads that it reads this in 1.9 seconds, which is equal to that megabytes per second. Okay, so you can also use the same command, but this time if we remove the -t like that, okay, press enter, here to just show us the device's information itself, which is, that's a hard drive, and then the multi-card like that, and then IO support, you can see one, and then read only is set to off, all that information, geometry, and then you can see sectors and that information. So if you want to know more about this command, you can just type in the same hd pam alone and then see the options, or you can use man, okay, space and then hd pam like that, press enter, and also the man command, which is a menu, will give you all the necessary information that you need to know about this command, and it will give you what it does: get, sets, SATA IDE device parameters. So that's what the command does. So if you want to check it out, you can surely read through this, and then you can find a lot of useful options that you can use. Okay, I'll press Q to cancel that. Okay. Okay, then we have another command which is, okay, so how to check for Linux file system information. So the way you can check Linux file system information, let's say we want to view what are the system partitions and stuff like that, we can use the fdisk command to see what partitions we have on our system and stuff like that. So if you type in sudo, it wants to be run with sudo preferences, sudo fdisk -l, so that's just our option that we are going to use. And also if you want to know more about the command, just use the man command, then space the command itself, and then it will give you a lot of information on that command itself. Okay, so if I press enter, as you can see, it's showing us disk. As you can see, the only hard drive that I have on my system, which is 88 gigs, and then that's in byte. Okay, then as you can see, disk model, it will bring your model there if it's maybe Western digits and stuff like that. Since I'm using VirtualBox, that's why you can see VBox there. Okay, then also you can see your sectors of that, and then you can see these other information as you can see there. Okay, then as you can see here, you have devices. Okay, and that's a device which is 1, 2, 5. These are just partitions. Okay, boot, as you can see where the star is, meaning that's why it's booting from. Okay, so that drive, the size is 87 gigs. Okay, that's my ID, and then type Linux, as you can see. Okay, so that's how you can check for partitions and some of the hard drive information using the fdisk command. Okay, so just remember, you just have to run it as sudo. And again, if you want to know more about it, just type in man fdisk, press enter, and it will show you manipulates disk partition table. Okay, that's what the command does, and you have a lot of options that you can use. As you can see, I used the -l, that was just to list out my partition table. Okay, you can use these other commands like -x to list in details. Okay, so we can even try that out now. If we use this and then put our -x, press enter, as you can see, it has some other added information, as you can see from there, which were not on the first command, as you can see. Okay, so I'll clear my screen again, Control L to clear the screen. And our last question, which is the 10th question, which is how to check Linux hardware components information. How to check Linux hardware components information. So how we can check that is we can use this command, which is sudo. Also it wants to be run with sudo dmi, like that, decode, like that, the way that is. Okay, by default, if we press enter, it will just give us this information. As you can see, these are just some of the system information. Okay, as you can see, BIOS system information and stuff like that. So now with this command, we can manipulate it, and we can also like add extensions to it, in a sense. Okay, we can add options to it. So the way it is there, if I do a space -t, then I specify I only want to see memory, in a sense. So I can just type in memory like that, press enter, and it will only show me things to do with memory. Okay, getting SMB BIOS data from that. Okay, so then also we can just specify if we want to view BIOS information, you can just do BIOS like that, press enter, and as you can see now here, you've got like vendor, versions, release date, address, runtime size, ROM characteristics. So here now, this is why it gets useful. You can, because you can see like ISA is supported, PCI is supported. So if you want to quickly check if maybe something was disabled, here it might show that, okay, selectable boot is supported, as you can see. So it's showing us all these other information which is supported and stuff like that. So just to give you a quick overview of the system. And also we can also use this command, which is system itself, like system, press enter and it will give you system information, which is that's the system information. So if you're running a proper system, not a virtual machine, you might see a lot of useful information here and there, stuff like that. Okay, so in summary, there are a lot of ways you can check for system information or on a Linux system, and which one I saved it for last. One I just saved it for to be the last one, which is NEOFETCH. Okay, I think you've heard of it, NEOFETCH, like that. So if I press enter, also this will give you system information, but this also doesn't come in by default. You have to also install it on your system, but the way you would install it is just the same thing, which is sudo apt install NEOFETCH, like that. So once you type in that, it will install this, and as you can see, it will show me what kernel version I'm running, runtime, packages, and what shell I'm running. As you can see, I'm running Z shell 5.8. My display resolution is that. Okay, my DE is this. Okay, as you can see, theme, icons, like stuff like that. And also you get your CPU specs there, as you can see, like a CPU model. So if you want to check it out and stuff like that, GPU, it will show you, and then what's your memory out of what. Okay, so in summary, this is just some of the commands you can use to check for system information. And also, it doesn't mean that these are the only ones. There are a lot out there, and it's just a matter of doing some research. So if you like the video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any time I release a new video. So see you in the next video.